Hello, everybody. This is Enrico Vaccari. I'm Enrico Vaccari from Axel Technology. Next to me, we have I'm the sales director of Axel Technology. Next to me is Christian Siginolfi. It's our R&D manager. And today, we're going to tell you about our new series of digital audio processor. Today, we have about 50 people connected for this session. Most of them from Europe, Middle East, and Asia. Welcome, everybody. And I kindly ask you, if you have any question during this session, to be in contact with our channel via YouTube chat. In order to, if you have any question, feel free to place the question to our team. Okay, nowadays the topic is our new line of digital audio processor. This has been designed to match the latest changes in technology and in our broadcast industry. And so the new series implement the latest technology in terms of its hardware engine, the platform, and has been designed to accomplish with the latest requirement from the market, especially, for example, new input and output connections, so audio over IP or streaming. Of course, the new line sounds like never before, so we did a very important improvement in terms of audio and communication and interfaces. The new line is in particular suitable for multiple platforms, from FM, DAB, web radio stations, HD radio, and so on. So the new line can be introduced, can be connected in let's say, in any environment. Nowadays, the line includes these three models that are on the desk, and it goes from our entry-level model, Falcon X5, Falcon X6, and Falcon X7, the top of the line. So let's start from Falcon X7, which is the most complete solution. The three models provide the same audio quality, but let's say, the difference is in terms of configurations. And those three models has been designed and configured to address different market segments. And so we start with the top of the line Falcon X7, which is the full options model that include, of course, the audio processing, the stereo generator, streaming capability in terms of input and output, a very powerful changeover section that allows you to do the complete routing of the signals internally. And also it comes with a very nice options module. For example, there's a very advanced RDS section. So this allows you to have a all-in-one product. Then we move to our next product. It's Falcon X6. It's mainly designed for remote installation in remote sites because it comes without the front panel, and this is to save a little cost. And in most of the cases, we are supplying this solution to large networks, so to make the system a little more cost-effective, but without compromise in terms of audio quality, features, and input and output. The entry-level model is the Falcon X5, which is, again, delivered the same audio quality, a little more cost-effective, simply because there are some of the features are optional, so like the IP I/O module sections. The new platform is, let's say, is a combination of the traditional DSP technology with the very advanced operating system, which is built into the Falcon series. And this gave us the chance to extend the communication interfaces. So now it's a completely modern platform where, let's say, all the web capability to take the control of the machine, of the units, are fully implemented, the web interface, and this, let's say, allow the users, maintainers, technical department to be in control of the unit completely from anywhere and from any platform. So now I introduce you Christian, which is the, as I said, the R&D manager in Axel Technology, and Christian will tell us about the features, audio processing, input and output features. So welcome, Christian.
Thank you very much. Good morning to everybody. And we start from the interface. The new interface of Falcon Series is totally changed respect the previous product, because now we have one only software to manage. It's not necessary to install anything, because everything is managed by a web server, internal web server. So you can use directly a normal browser, a standard browser, like Safari, like Chrome, like Edge. We are compatible with any kind of browser. Also, not only compatible with any kind of browser, but also compatible with any kind of resolution, because there are a different requirement on the market, because sometimes needs large screen, because it's necessary to set a lot of parameters like RDS, like in doing a new equalization, and so it's necessary to have a big screen like now. But also sometimes I haven't my laptop, I haven't a large screen, but I have only my smartphone or my tablet, and it's possible to use this type of devices to set my device. So we can start from this interface. This interface, we call it graphical interface, because we spend a lot of time to design it, because it's not only a nice interface, but also is an interactive interface. So usually when you set devices, it's not so easy to find the right parameters, and it's not so easy to understand what's happened in the device. So we spend a lot of time to design this interface, and it's very easy to for example, to modify some parameters, and simply clicking my double gear button, okay, and for example I want to modify my source, it's necessary only to push, and automatically I can browse, and I am in my analog input. Or I want to switch, for example, I want to modify my presets, I have my button, and it's possible to push this and automatically recall any kind of process. So we start to analyze the interface. We have one audio selector, okay, one process module, okay, one audio outputs, MPX outputs, and monitor outputs. So any module, okay, we can define exactly the behavior, and in the main screen is possible to see the behavior of my signal, and the input, and the interface show the status of each single module. Also, is possible, we can start from the audio processing. I think that is the main feature of an audio processor, okay. So we start from this interface. So what we have? We have a smart button, factory preset, just to fast connect all my presets, factory presets. And it's very easy to select one of this and automatically put on air the presets. So we define a lot of gender, and in any gender what you find also a different presets. For example, we have general purpose, ambient, rock, hard rock, country, disco, oldies, and so on, other gender of music. But in each kind of gender you can find also a different presets. For example, I want a light general purpose settings, so you can select general purpose. Or I want general purpose with a small effect, I switch and select this one. And also you can find compressed with effect, high compressed, and high compressed with effect. And for the other gender, you find the same things. So it's very easy to change. It's necessary only one click, and automatically the device, the Falcon, okay, load the new configuration. So now it's very easy to understand, to set the new presets. Also, we develop. It's not very easy to understand the difference between many presets. So we develop a special interface that shows to you not only the name of your presets, okay, also we added an image just to remember you the type, the gender of your music, and also we study a particular window with 6 different meters that show the status of each single effect, parameters of the audio, like dynamic, density, presence, bass, and brilliance. So when you look these meters, it's possible when you change, for example, now we select the general purpose, now we change with the general purpose high compressed effect, and automatically you can see the different behavior of dynamics, density, and the other parameters. So we define this mask just to have an idea what we are doing and what you have selected.
So let me recap just quickly. So you said that the interface, the brand new interface is adaptive, can be viewed from any device, laptop, PC, any platform, Mac, tablet, or smartphone. Let's moving to the digital audio processing. We have completely redesigned all the presets. So we did a big effort to revise and to reshape all the audio processing template and presets that has been saved already. The machine, the unit comes with predefined presets, 10 sets of presets. Each set has different flavors. And from the new control panel, let's say the dashboard that shows you the status of the machine, there's a new section in the lower part that allows you to better understand the different parameters between different presets.
Correct. So it's correct. We have redesigned all the presets and give a different flavor or a different compression, because you can select, for example, general purpose, but you want high compressor general purpose, or you want a light compressor with general purpose.
And this to adapt to different kind of
music, yes,
stations.
Sure. Yes, sure. And we redesign all the presets, and just to give to the new products a new feature and is more performance respect the previous line.
So then it's going to be very easy for the user to design its own specific audio to...
Yes, usually we suggest to start from a factory presets. We suggest to find the right presets, and after that, when you find the right presets, but I want, for example, more bass or more dynamic, it's very easy directly going or in the menu or directly click in the on the screen. And for example, I want to modify my enhancement. It's very easy to click and modify all the parameters. So we have maintained the parameters that we found in the previous line, but also we added a new one. For example, in NGC we have 12 parameters just to set AGC for drive, AxelTech, release, gate threshold. It's very easy to set because we use a slider. So, and usually when you goes outside the suggested value, the windows change from green to red or yellow. Okay. So it's very easy to move. Also, when you move some parameters, for example, I select a general purpose and I move to edit one parameters, automatically my screen change in edit mode. Okay, because I modified the previous my factory presets. So it's very easy to do anything and modify my behavior. Okay.
So also, you can adjust the preset while you are on air to appreciate the adjustment you are done in real time.
Yes. Also, what we did a new function called the compare that is possible compare my new preset with another preset that I select. So it's very easy to listen the difference between the two presets in my device. So also we have not only AGC to modify, but also we have enhancer, okay, compressor. We have a 5-band audio processor. So for each band is possible to modify threshold and drive for the 5-band. And also we study particular parameters called multi-band processor type that modify all the attack time and the release time for each bandwidth. So in case that you want, for example, have a protective sound, you select only protective and automatically we set all the threshold of the attack and release of the, our compressor. We adjust in the right way to protective mode. And what else? We have the capability to modify the limiter. Okay, using compressor, you modify the shape, the response of the bandwidth of the audio processor. Using the limiters, okay, it's possible to add, for example, more brilliance, more bass presence, and more density. Okay. Also, what we found user preset. Using user preset menu, you can save your preset, change the position, the presets index, the position in of your presets. Also, it's possible to connect a general, for example, a bitmap. And it's possible to define the presets to be compared. So I want that my preset will be compared to hard rock. And when I push compare button, automatically I compare with hard rock presets. So I think that we finished to present process.
One question is, once we are done, and we have edited and, let's say, finalized our editing of the preset, do we have to apply?
No, automatically when you move any kind of parameters, automatically you apply the modify. And the only thing is when you modify something is necessary, goes in the user presets and save your modify. But any kind of modify will apply in real time.
Take care of your microphone for a while, or else. Ok.
Ok.
Ti sta tirando, credo.
Okay. We can switch. I think that we can switch in the interface, in the explain.
Tell us for a while about how can we use the Falcon if we have FM station or a DAB.
Yes, sure.
Do we need 2 processors or?
Yes. No. It's not required. Falcon, the new series, give to the customer the capability to manage not only FM, but in the same time we can process, we generate the audio, the correct audio for a DAB or for a streaming or for the other type of application. Why this? Because we have the MPX output that can also respond to ITU BS 412, and also is possible to have, for example, for the DAB output or the streaming, we have a full bandwidth, not only 15 but also 20 kilohertz, okay, for the DAB. And also for the DAB it's possible to have a delay output for the FM, just to align the DAB with the FM.
So but with only one with Falcon, we can feed at the same time the FM chain and the digital transmission.
Yes, correct.
Simultaneously.
Yes. Also, I had another things. It's possible also to feed the signal directly to a provider to stream the audio coming from your audio processor. And we are working now on the ITU 1770 and will be ready, I think, in next month. And so we'll be ready and we will be compatible to R128 also.
So what if I have already a Falcon running in my station and you deliver this new feature?
Yes.
What if, how can I how can I deploy the new version?
It's very easy to update the device, because the device, we can update the device on the field. It's very easy. We study a particular menu, okay, that you can find in settings. And sorry, okay, system settings, system tools, updates. In updates, you can check firmware updates and automatically clicking, so using one click is possible to update the device. It's very simple.
Tell us for a while a little thing about the interfaces. So the how can I control the machine? How, if I'm an engineer, if I have a technical department, how can I take the control? Which are the way I can connect to the Falcon, which is probably far away on the mountain or in a technical room?
Yes. As I explained before, the only way to manage Falcon is Ethernet. So it's very easy to use any kind of connection, internet connection. For example, I explained that it's possible to use your laptop, your smartphone, your other application with a different kind of resolution. But also we study, as I explained, we have a graphical interface, but not only. When you switch directly, it's possible to select and define exactly the number of the module that you want to see. And it's possible to reduce the space, the graphical space that you have available on your, and automatically the system, the web browser resize automatically the space that you have.
We have, sorry Christian, to interrupt you, we have a couple of questions. The first one, is there any possibility to change the preset on time, based on time, or via external command? So
yes, it's possible to do, and it's very simple. And so we can switch. So it's possible using presets. It's very easy. It's necessary only to define, switch directly here, okay, and define exactly, select your preset and load preset. Yes, it's very, and now automatically we push on air.
Can the operator schedule so a new preset to be on air at a specific time, or can I put it on air via an external command?
So yes, and today usually a lot of customers ask to have not in an internal schedule, because usually the internal schedule are not synchronized with your requirement. But a lot of customers ask for a GPI or external command like a REST API or SNMP. All these functions are available directly on the device, and it's possible to set.
So the answer is yes, and the external command can be, there's a wide variety of commands.
Correct.
So REST API, instead of GPI or
SNMP. SNMP
interface.
Correct.
There's another question which is about the FM and DAB output. There are different output and different processing.
Yes, correct. I show you what is possible to do. So we switch directly to the output module. Okay. As I explained before, we have an advanced interface. When you push automatically advanced, you can see the status of the routing of your signal. So this is your audio processing coming from the audio processor. Okay. We have a wideband audio processor. Okay. We generate a wideband audio process like 20 kilohertz, and also we generate FM process. In the same time, we have FM delayed process. So directly we have 3 different audio output, digital 1, digital 2, and analog. And in this case, for example, what is possible to do? It's possible, for example, send wideband process a signal for the DAB, for example, in my digital 1, and I switch directly here. I push the button and I switch my directly to the wide process DAB. Automatically the switch shows that the signal in the digital output 1 is coming from 20 kilohertz from the audio processing. For example, the second digital output is connected in this moment in FM audio process, so the bandwidth is reduced to 15 kilohertz. And for example, the analog output I switch to FM delay process. So I have 3 different audio in the 3 outputs. So it's possible, we have a different processing. And when will be ready, for example, the new 1770, we have also the 5th selection that allow to you to have in the same time audio for the DAB, audio for the streaming, compliant to 1770, and audio delayed, for example, for your FM transmitter, in case that you want to align the DAB, the signal that you send to DAB to FM, or in case that you are using not DAB and you don't want the delay, you can use directly FM process.
Okay, so tell us about the input and output available on Falcon X Series.
Yes, sure. So as you can see in the menu, we have a menu dedicated, one to the audio input and one dedicated to the audio output. So start from input and we can see the bottom of the device. So we have 2 digital input, okay, ASEBU input. Also we have 2 digital output, 1 analog input and 1 analog output. Also what we have 2 MPX output, 2 auxiliary input, and the synchronized signal. But also what we have not only, we have other sources and outputs, because also we have IOIP connection, so it's possible to have a Dante connection, Dante as an audio input or MPX input, because we use an extension of Dante in 192 kilohertz just to have MPX over Dante. And the same things for the output. We have an audio output over Dante and MPX outputs over Dante. Also, is not all, because we have also IP streaming, 2 IP streaming receiver that can be set in different ways, and 1 IP transmitter. So I think that we have a lot of connection. So
basically there's an IP encoding and decoding built into the Falcon.
correct, it's correct. And also we have an audio player, internal audio player. I show how it's
So
possible.
the internal audio player is mainly designed in case of backup, so in case of emergency.
Correct, it's correct. In case that you install, for example, your device in a site, in a remote site, and it's not possible to receive, for example, audio coming from the dish, the satellite, it's possible to use as a backup, for example, internal audio
So
player.
thanks to the very wide range of input and output available on the machine, if I'm correct, if in case I have a large installation with plenty of unit spread all over the territory, the state, the country, so I can reach the unit with several audio. So from the I can feed it with the satellite, from the terrestrial chain, over IP, and in case of emergency, the latest backup can be the internal audio played from the internal multimedia player.
Correct. I prefer to show you directly. I show how it's possible to reach this page. In our audio selector, if you push advanced mode, it's possible to switch and see what's happened in the device. So this is our audio selector, and you can define exactly the priority of your sources, and it's possible to switch directly in each sources. So we have two digital input, one analog input, MPX decoder, so we can also receive MPX, decode the MPX, and use the same signal just to put on air. Also, we have a multimedia that is connected to a multimedia changeover, and we find also two IP streamer and file player.
Another question. Is it easy to know what's the IP address of the unit? So if I need to change the signature of my audio, can I easily know what's the IP address of Falcon?
Yes, it's very easy to know the IP address because we have, in case that we are talking about Falcon X7, it's very easy because we have a display and it's possible moving the display. We have the page dedicated to IP connection, this one. And you can see the IP, but not only, because the device manages 3 different IP connections. So usually we provide one default IP, but it's very easy to find. But in case that you lose your IP, we have many ways to reconfigure, to set again the IP. The first thing is possible, is very easy, because usually when you buy an audio processor, we provide a USB to Wi-Fi. This small key put in the USB in front of the device, automatically the device creates an hotspot, and using a normal device like your smartphone, tablet, and so on, is very easy to connect this hotspot, and automatically goes using your user and password. It's possible to connect the device. It's not necessary to have any kind of IP, but it's possible to reach the menu, define the new password, and change. And this is the first solution. The second solution is we define a special format, a text format, and if you have a USB key and use this USB key with a special IP, it's possible to change in any moment. Putting this USB in the front of the device is possible automatically. The device get the IP from the USB storage, so you can switch in.
So I can read the IP address from the front panel. I can plug in a small hotspot USB key that generates an hotspot locally, and we provide the hotspot key dongle. And as well, I can temporarily change the IP when I'm in front of the machine to use a different IP address.
Correct, it's correct. Also, I forgot to, it's possible to see the IP directly in the front of the device, but also if you push, it's possible modify directly the IP using the display.
Okay, another question. Let's talk about the delay in case of FM and HD
Yes.
broadcasting. What's the delay?
The maximum delay that we reach is 10 seconds, and we have 1 millisecond step of 1 millisecond.
Okay, another question is about the IP stream. What is the format of the IP stream, and can a standard RTP, if a standard RTP can be received?
Okay, so we switch directly to the multimedia module. Okay, in multimedia we have a stream, as I told, we have a 2 decoder stream and a file player and a stream encoder. So in my stream encoder, what we have? We have in the mode, it's possible to have IceCast receiver, but it's not the case of RTP, okay? But we have, in RTP, we have the RAW, UDP MP3, RTP MP3, RTP Opus, RTP AAC, and RTP MPEG-2. And also you can find all the settings in this page. The same things, sorry, I close. It's possible to configure also for the encoder, not only for the receiver, for the decoder, but also you can use the encoder like in IceCast mode, or we have a lot of UDP MP3, RTP MP3, RTP Opus, RTP AC, RTP MPEG-2, but also, or IceCast source like Vorbis, MP3, Opus, Vorbis, and other things.
Okay, let's talk for a while about the media player. So what are the file formats supported, the audio format supported, and where is located, where I can save my audio?
Okay, the format are the same of our encoder and decoder. So we are talking with MPEG-3, MPEG-2, or WAV format. And the file are located in FTP. On SD, okay.
So I can transfer the file over FTP.
Yes.
And I can save them where?
In the SD that you find in the back of the device. And using the FTP uploader is possible to upload the file. And using the sources multimedia, sources, file player, here you can find directly the playing order or your format. Automatically we recognize the format.
I can also sort the audio files in order to be played out in a specific sequence.
Today it's possible to use a shuffle mode, alphabetic mode, or by date. And today we improve this type of
and so we have a slot in the rear panel that hosts an SD card.
Yes, but I think that it's an important feature, the SD, because you are not used only to storage our audio file, but also are used to copy all the settings of the device. So in case that you have a faulty unit, it's very easy to remove the SD and get a new devices, a new Falcon X7, for example, put the SD in the device, and automatically using system settings, system tools, and SD card utility, is possible to clone the device. So it's not necessary to remove, to remember each kind of parameter that you set, or save every time the status of your device, but it's necessary only to remove the SD, put the SD in the new device, and you have created the clone of the previous.
We will be back on the management and maintenance of the machine in a while. I have a question, which is there the possibility to prevent some kind of security to prevent unauthorized people to tamper and to access over IP to the machine?
Yes, sure. We have a user manager that you can define exactly. We have 7 levels of security, correct. And you can define each different user with different password and different rights. So you can exactly define everything that you want.
Okay, so now let's tell us about, you were talking about the clone, the machine, the unit completely, save the configuration. So tell us a little bit more about this aspect, because you know, for maintenance of the machine.
I have another thing.
What if I have I need to replace a unit?
Okay, we develop a special function called that you find in system settings called save and load configuration. So in save and load configuration, you can save and get information from the device. But not only, you don't save, you can save a part of settings, all the parameters that you find internal the device. So for example, if in case that you have more than one device, it's possible, for example, copy only the RDS module on a device. And it's possible to save everything and import only one module. We have a different module like system, RDS, audio, MPX, multimedia, and process.
So basically the machine is something like a modular, and I can save the parameters of each section.
Correct.
So the output, the input, the audio processing, and the machine configuration, like all the parameters to access, so IP addresses and so on.
Yes, you are right. And also it's possible to save in external device like your PC, but not only. You can use also internal memory just to create your presets and your setting device, because we have a presets connected to the presets of your processing. But not only, you have also the capability to save the settings of the device, so the settings of the input, of the output, and you can, for example, save also the configuration of your RDS. So you have a lot of features connected.
So if I got it right, if I have, for example, to replace a unit which is far away, I can save the settings of the machine which is far away on my laptop, clone it, and configure a brand new unit, a spare unit, and replace it completely. So I have exactly the copy of my machine, and I can send anybody up on the hill, replace it.
Correct.
And I get exactly the same presets, I/O, the same IP and connectivity.
Yes.
Done easily. But I can also save the same setting on the local machine, so someone can go up on the hill, change the SD card, and get a brand new machine in operation in a while.
Yes, your words are correct. You have the capability to save all the presets and settings, and it's possible to download, save these settings, and you can create a new device. But usually a lot of people forgot to do this operation and remember the SD function. So in case that you forgot, for example, to save, it's possible to reach the faulty unit, remove the SD, get a new one, put the new SD in the...
So even if we forgot to save settings, every time I do a modification on the unit, it's saved automatically on the local SD card.
Correct.
And I can take it out, put on a new machine, and I get it...
Correct, it's correct.
Done and ready.
Yes.
Okay, so we don't need to save obligatory the configuration.
Correct.
Another question is about what are the main difference between Falcon X7 and X5?
Okay, The difference between the two models are that you can see is possible the panel is the same, but in Falcon X5 we remove some function. I explain better. So you don't find the multimedia module. So in X5 it's not possible to receive IP or generate encoder and decoder over IP. It's not possible to have. But you don't find.
Or better, it doesn't come with, let's say, Falcon X5 goes out without IP encoder and IP decoder.
Okay.
But is this option can be implemented at any time?
Yes, correct. Sorry. Yes, it's correct.
As an option?
As an option. Also, there isn't the capability to generate MPX over AES EBU. Okay, because you find this option, this function on Falcon X7. Falcon X7 can receive MPX over AES and generate MPX over AES. And also, what else? In Falcon X5 will be not present ITU 1770.
Okay.
Okay. And also, you are not available the automatic changeover. So, in case that you get Falcon X5, all the changeover are not automatically but are manual.
So okay, so let's recap. The streaming, encoding and decoding is optional on Falcon X5, is built in on Falcon X7.
Correct.
The option of MPX over Dante, it's
over Dante and over AES.
AES, it's optional. What else? The automatic changeover section is, again, it's optional on Falcon X5.
Correct.
And
we are finished.
And that's it.
That's it. But also RDS and Dante will be available as an option, so it's possible to implement. But also it's possible to change and add all the function in Falcon X5 using a special option called X5 Plus that give to X5 the same function that you find in X7.
So in case I buy a Falcon X7, I can always reach the complete feature just adding
correct
software version that can be
right.
And those functions can be enabled remotely, or do I have to ship it back? Or
it's very simple because there is a special you find in settings. In System Tools, you find the plugin manager. Putting the key that Axel can provide, automatically the device activates all the function.
Okay. So, I think we are, let's say, the scope of this session is to give, let's say, a comprehensive overview of the new line, Falcon X7, X5, and X's. I repeat, while we already explained the difference between Falcon X7 and X5, in terms of feature, X6 and X7 are exactly the same. The only difference is just the front panel. Right. Now I give you, let's say, some information that are very useful to understand what are the target prices of the solution we are offering. First of all, I'm proud to say that those units are the, let's say, top of their category. So we really did a big effort to provide the best value for money. So all the features we are talking about, and let's say, I think there's much more that we didn't have the chance to tell you about in this section, but we are open to answer to any questions. So let's go back to the, let's say, the price range of this line. And we start with something like 1,995 for a Falcon X5, so it's our entry module. Let's talk about the top of the line Falcon X7. We are about 2,995 euro. Let's say this is the suggested retail price. and all the modules are ready for shipment. So let's say we are ready to deliver. We already, let's say, installed a lot of units, and we are proud to say that this is really improving the maintenance and the quality of that we are providing to our customers. And I think that if there are no other questions, that's all for today. We remain at your complete disposal in case of additional requests or specific questions. You can write to sales@axeltechnology.com or be in touch with our team. Most of you probably are already in touch with one of our sales guys. And thank you for the moment, and see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.